motion, no.
Yes.
I've got 9. Into session.
Sure.
We'll have Commissioner Bob Langford. We'll do our opening prayer, our invocation, and then if you remain standing.
Dear Lord, we thank you for a beautiful day that you blessed us with. We thank you, dear Lord, for all the blessings that you've given each and every one of us. Pray, dear Lord, that you'll just be with this court today as we make the decisions for the county. Ask that you just lead, guide, and direct us as we go. Ask, dear Lord, to be with those families that we've lost here within the county and everywhere. Pray, dear Lord, you just lead, guide, and direct us. Forgive us for many sins and shortcomings. Pray this in Jesus Christ's precious name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Takes us to item 3 on public comments. Have any public comments? All right. We don't appear to have any public comments, so we'll go to item 4, which is our consent agenda. The consent agenda includes non-controversial and routine items that the court may act on with one single vote. The judge or commissioners may pull any item from the consent agenda in order that the court may discuss and act upon it individually as part of the regular session. And on our consent agenda today, we have the approval of minutes, examine all accounts and reports relating to finances of the county, audit and settle all accounts against the county and direct their payment, and the approval of payroll.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Murphy and a second by Commissioner Langford. Any discussion? All in favor? All voting for. Takes us to number 5. Discuss and consider approving the interlocal participation agreement between Montague County and the Texas Association of Counties, CIRCA, which stands for the County Information Resource Agency, and take the necessary action. And it's, I believe we've signed one of these previously. They've made a few minor changes to it. This covers all of our technology that we run through TAC, our emails, our web page, et cetera. And it's something that I need permission to sign.
Make the motion to approve interlocal participation agreement between Montague County, give you the authority in TAC, whatever that CIRA is, County Information Resource Agency, and give you the authority to sign all necessary documents.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Langford. I've got a second by Commissioner Darden. Any discussion? All in favor? All voted for. Item 6 goes along with item 5, which is the fiscal year 2021 invoice and fiscal year 2022 website price update. And Jessica has gone through and put the numbers to this. It's the annual money. Actually, we pay it per month. It looks like it's a monthly rate anyway. That we currently have 40 email accounts in the county at a rate of $3.90 per email per month. And that's also to authorize that and give me permission to sign this agreement.
Well, the prices are gonna change. Right now, we pay $2 a month. But once we switch over, and that's why tax having us re-sign the service agreement, they've had a bunch of price changes. They redid everything. So they're switching to Office 365. So right now we pay $2 a mailbox, but after we switch over, we'll pay $5.07 a mailbox. So that's something we'll have to budget for, because that'll be about a $3 per mailbox.
So this $3.90 per email that you got checked, that's good for how long?
That's not what we're paying. That's once we change over, but it's $3.90 plus a 30% maintenance fee it has on there. It's got a plus, yes, per month. So basically the $3.90 goes to Microsoft, and then the 30% is what tax gonna charge you for their portion of it.
That's $2,000.
So
You
it's
say it was now?
$2 a mailbox now. So we'll be going from $2 a mailbox to $5 and $7 a mailbox. And we have roughly 40 mailboxes total. So it's going to be an extra $1,500 a year. And that's just for our email. So that's something that we're going to have to budget for. I sent the auditor an email, but I know she's been busy with other stuff. So I was going to get with her. These new prices will go into
Extra, how much a year?
$1,500.
No, it's gonna be more like 15,000.
No, it's only
No.
$200 a month. $5 times 40, that's $200.
Yeah, because it'll be an extra $3 a month. So it's $120 a month extra.
Okay.
All right, so you've got Mark on here, and let's make sure we're on the same page. Because what you've got marked on this packet that we have is the standard website package.
Mhm.
So we'll ignore what's checked here on the $3.90 a month. And so what you got checked here is the standard website package.
That's for the website, but we're just talking about email first.
Okay.
On page 16.
Okay.
It's gonna go to $3.90 per month plus the $30 management fee. All the way to the right, it says plus 30%,
Correct. So it is $3.90 per month for 40 users.
plus 30%. So it's $5.07 per month.
Times 40.
Yes,
How come it's made such a drastic jump?
because they're going to Office 365. Right now, they were hosting, and it's just basic email, but they're going to Office 365. It's supposed to be more secure, weed out more spam. They'll have more control over it. So
Is
it's
this,
supposed to be more secure.
I'm just reading here, is the 50 gigabyte deal standard with it?
Let me switch back to the page.
Still on that same page.
Page 16. Mhm.
What is ours right now?
We don't have very many users that use very much at all. I mean, some are like not even one, one or two. So I don't,
Mine with the plan, I don't remember what it is, but I had to increase it just a little bit.
no, you don't, this is just for anybody who has the @co.montague.tx.us accounts.
Okay.
So any of the other accounts don't.
Go up.
Right. And what you're thinking about is your iCloud. So that's your photos that you take of all your bridges and stuff too. So yes, but I have a login and I can double check the mailbox sizes. But for most counties, I've talked to TAC, to the department that's in charge of all this. And she said that this is what most people, like if all we use is email, that this is what they suggest. Some of the other prices, if you look, they're like $20 per mailbox per month. But she called it's all the extra fluff. So if we don't want all the extra fluff, then we just go with the basic one. Like if we wanted Word and Excel online, which stuff like that we don't use. So we're not going to pay for it because we don't use it. So what she recommended and what I recommend is just the basic, because it's already going to be an extra $1,500 a month. So I hate to pay for stuff that we're not going to use. So,
So on page 16 on Plan 5,
uh-huh.
it looks like it's $202.80 per month, which is going to be $2436.60 per year.
What's 202.80?
I'm sorry.
202.80 is what it is per month for 40 mailboxes.
Oh, okay. 202. I was thinking 202. Two. Okay.
That's 2433.60 a year.
It's gonna, but I mean, it's right now we have 40. It's gonna fluctuate when we add a user or delete a user. So 40 is just what we're basing our numbers off of right now.
when I first heard you, I heard it different. I thought it was gonna be a way bigger increase than that, but
No, I mean, it's $3 a month, but for the number that we have, it amounts to about $1,500 a year.
how long, is this a contract?
No, and we can change well, I mean, yes, this is the contract with Sarah, but we're not locked into the 40. You can add and delete at any time. This is just to get email services with them and web hosting with them.
What about locked in on money change though? Can they,
We have the ability to change plans, but that's the price that it is right now. If Microsoft goes up on the price, at some point, TAC will eventually have to go up on the price, and then we'll be looking at signing a new contract. But this is the price until TAC changes the contract or, revises the contract and sends out a new one.
Well, it says it's an invoice for 2021 and 2022.
The invoice is something separate. That invoice is just a monthly invoice that
This is what's been submitted to us.
I know, I'm the one who submitted this.
And so if we've got an invoice here that's quoting these figures, why would it?
We don't have an invoice quoting. This isn't an invoice. This is just the contract saying this. The invoice that was also attached is just last December's, and it was for $2 a mailbox.
So if it says invoice, that's not correct
Where does it say invoice?
on the front page.
That is the invoice that was attached to that. That's just in the monthly bills. Every month we pay, and if you'll look at
Yeah, I
that
think
actual
Laura
invoice.
submitted that for payment, I think.
Right, it's not on the agenda. This is just the email that TAC sends out with their, TAC sends out every month an email to Laura, because if you'll see on the second page, there's an invoice contact. Laura was the invoice contact. Every month they send out a bill for our services. However many mailboxes we had that month is how much they send the bill for.
do we pay monthly or?
Yes, we pay monthly. And so that invoice is not what's on here. She just attached a letter. It says, please find a copy of your invoice for fiscal year 2021. Well, that's because December's invoice was fiscal year 2021, right? Because we had already started the 2021 budget. So that invoice is in the monthly bills. So that's not being discussed at all. That was $2 a month per mailbox. So that's not being discussed. I mean, all I was saying was that the price is going to go up. So when we talk about budget in the summer,
Okay,
We
so
have to
back to my
budget.
original question, when will these prices take effect?
whenever we get with TAC to schedule the conversion. But that's what I was waiting to hear from the auditor to see if we had the money in the budget. Now, we have to pick a 3-month window with TAC to do our conversions. So we can pick like the summer months, or we can wait until closer to August. So they go into effect whenever we convert over with TAC, because we have to convert over to Office 365. And so it'll take like a couple weeks to actually do the conversion. So we won't actually start paying these prices until we do the conversion and switch over to Office 365.
So we have no choice, or are they gonna, what are we on now, whatever 365 is? It means,
We're just on regular basis. It's hosted by Rackspace.
but we can't stay there,
No.
we're doing away with it.
Right, so our options are either we go somewhere else to find our own email, which would mean we'd go directly to Microsoft and then we're paying the money, or we continue to get it from TAC. Those are our two options. And yeah, I mean, they're just gradually phasing it out. Some counties have already converted over and then some are still waiting. But they sent out a questionnaire. I just have to fill out the questionnaire that asks when we want to convert over.
And so then when we move back here to page 19,
That's the website hosting. And again, we don't have a choice on that. They're just increasing. I mean, I don't know the last time that TAX ever had a price increase. So this is probably just, just a standard price increase. So it's going to be $1,550 a year. And that one probably is paid yearly, like a renewal fee. I don't know when. I guess the auditor could tell you when that is. But anyway, they're changing the price on that. So it's going to be $1,550 a year. But it doesn't go into effect until January 1st of 2022. So we'll have time to budget for that. And I'll let the auditor know that price increase would be happening so that she could budget for it accordingly. And that's going to include the SSL certificate, because they want everybody to have the SSL. I know we had talked about that a couple months ago about adding that SSL certificate for $150 a year. This is automatically going to include it.
Well, I think if there's information that we don't have yet, we need to give the auditor, then I suggest we table this until we have all the information.
What else? I don't think we need any. I know it's going to go into effect January 1st of 2022. I mean, that's in the TAC. I've got an email from TAC that says our website pricing is changing effective January 1st, 2022. Updated web packages with new pricing can be found in the service agreement.
But if it's gonna go into effect pretty quick, we're gonna have to find out if the money is in that line item to pay for this.
Well, the website won't go into effect until after the new budget.
And I think what you said was that the auditors, the one we're gonna have to check with to see what we have in there so that we know when we're gonna do this.
Right, but we're not on this service contract that we're signing doesn't have a date of when we're converting. This is just.
I'm aware of that, but I think that personally, I think that if we don't have all of our information, we need to wait till we know what we're gonna do and when.
Let me ask one more. We're paying what? Is it $202 a year for those 40? What? Per month?
It'll go to 202.
So we're paying right now $202 a month, and it'll go up by a total of $1,550 more a year.
I think the
No.
280 is what it will go to. For it's going to be an increase there.
That's what it would be.
What is it now?
Right now, we pay $80 a month.
$80 a month for all 40 of them, and it'll go to $202 a month.
Yes, so it comes to about $1,500 more a year. And
$1,550 more than what we're paying right now. I'm trying to put these numbers together and won't know where they come from, because I couldn't get to $1,550, but it's $1,550 more.
no, the $1,550 is for the website. We're two different things. The $1,550 is for the website hosting, and that's per year, not per month. The $1,550 on page 19 is our website hosting. That's for TAC. That's where we get our website.
What were we paying for that?
Probably a little bit less than that. I don't know. I've never seen the bill for it. I don't get the bills.
So if what you're saying is accurate,
That year,
then we're paying $1,460 now per year for
For
the evenings. If it's $80 a month, 12 months,
$960.
so there's $1,460 difference.
Yeah, that's why I said roughly 1,500.
Up for the emails.
Yes, but that doesn't, if we don't have the 1,500 right now, that has nothing to do with the service agreement. That's just a separate survey that gets filled out that we ask when we want. But I was looking at more towards the end of the budget or the beginning of the new budget before we even started our conversion anyway. So that's not, I mean, it's not going to affect this year's budget. So this is just all stuff that we need to budget for next year. But we just need to sign the
how long
new
does
service
it take
agreement.
to sign this plan and get it in place?
It's not really going to go on, none of these prices, once we sign this and send it in, that's not what our prices change to, because we're not on this email plan yet.
I understand that, but from the time we approve it until the time it goes into action, how long is that?
It's up to us that week.
Right, whenever we convert, but that's what I'm saying, not until closer to budget time.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, is if we hold up and approve this plan during our regular budget process and go through it then.
But this service agreement, I mean, I was planning on emailing this in this afternoon, just so that they had it on file. They're asking all the counties are doing this. Some of the counties have already switched over, so their prices are already into effect. None of our prices, the email pricing doesn't go into effect until January 1st, 2022, no matter when we send this.
Confirm that we're going to take, we're going to stick with.
Right, they just want, yes, to confirm that we're going to keep our services with TAC. So TAC wants to know how many people are staying with TAC for these services, or how many people are going to leave TAC and go find their own services somewhere else.
Not interested. Leave town.
Right, me either. So
And the
that's why.
services are higher too.
Right, because we pull, just like with our insurance and everything else, we pull with all the other counties. So instead of us going out and getting pricing for 40 mailbox, we're going out and getting pricing for who knows how many, 10,000, who knows how many email accounts. So that's what the pricing is based off of, is everybody in the state of Texas mailboxes and not just our 40.
But there's two different price increases. One of them's 1,550 for email services, or what was it?
That's for the
Yeah.
website.
Website,
Mhm.
1,550 there.
And that one is probably just a couple $100 price increase per year, based on what we were paying. That's not, in addition to what we're paying. That's just what their new price is.
What if we confirm doing this and then come budget time, decide not to go somewhere else, can we cancel it
Mhm,
and get out of it?
mhm, yeah, and because like with these emails, they said we could change at any time. If we start on this plan and didn't like it and decided we wanted the extra.
It's depends on the length of the contract, but let me back up again.
This isn't-
I want to make sure on the website page, it says it costs 1,550 a year. That's what it would cost plus this increase total. The 1,550, I want to make sure I understand it like y'all are
The
telling me.
website's nothing to do with the emails.
I understand it, but it's still going to be more money, isn't it?
So, yeah, she says that.
Well, and especially because we had already budgeted, or we had already paid the 150 for the SSL. That's probably why the price went up, because they're including SSL. So they increased the price to include that anyway. So like I said, you're probably talking about an extra $100 or $200. Is
Believe me, I get it. I'm just looking at this paper right here in
Uh-huh.
front of me.
right.
And it says $1,550 per year.
Yes,
So
that's,
which cost, you're saying it's gonna go up a couple of $100. So we're paying somewhere around 1,300 a year now.
yeah, that's
All
what
right,
I would estimate.
That's what I'm just wanting for my own
Uh-huh.
information here.
Yes, yes,
And
I
then
was,
here, back on 16, then, if we go with this, right now, what'd you say, we were paying $200 and something dollars a month?
no, right now we're paying $80 a month.
$80 a month, and if you go to $202 a month, if we go with this.
1473,
I'm just
68.
making sure I've got all my
Right.
money, because you talk faster than I listen.
Sorry.
Well, I don't have a problem really committing to this deal. I do like to do this stuff in budget stuff, though, when we know, again, Judge is right, if we sign on to this, he signs that contract right there, we're hooked into it.
We're not, I mean, you can read the contract. It doesn't say that this is for one year from the date that it was signed. There's no date that, I mean, this is just something that we have on file with them all the time. There's no, this
Let
date.
Clay look at it.
Clay already looked
I
at it.
looked at the agreement, I agree with it, I don't think there's a duration or a term on it.
Right.
There's probably no provisions in there to.
Says on page 6 that either party can terminate
Right. And the,
30 days of written notice.
the lady at TAC told me we can change at any time. Any plan can always be changed. We've actually brought this through a couple times through commissioners court anytime we've changed anything. When we added the SSL certificate, this same contract came through, and that was just a couple months ago, but it had the old prices on there. But I mean, this contract comes through anytime we change anything with them, and it doesn't start our contract over or anything, because there is no date. It's not a yearly contract. It's just our agreement with them. If we wanted, we could have even started out on the more expensive email plan and 2 months later decided, never mind, we wanted to drop down. There's no fee. There's no, you pay for whatever month you've got it is when you pay for it. If you don't have it that month, you don't pay for it.
And I see what they're doing, they're just trying to lock in how they need to approach.
Uh-huh.
So,
Right, because if a bunch of counties were gonna leave, then it could even affect their pricing, So that's all that they're wanting. And like I said, I was gonna email, if it got approved, I was gonna email it back in today. That does not mean that any of these prices go into effect today. The website hosting does not go into effect until January 1st, 2022. And then those email pricing will not go into effect until our conversion is complete. And we're the ones who choose when our conversion even takes place.
Judge, I'll make the motion to approve the resource agency service agreement as requested by the Texas Association of Counties, and give you the authority to sign.
Second. All right, so I've got a motion by Commissioner Langford. I've got a second by Commissioner Murphy. Any additional?
Mayfield.
I'm sorry, second by Commissioner Mayfield. Any additional discussion? All in favor? All voted. This is item 7. Discuss and consider approving a contract to convert LGS over to eCourt, which is the Journal Technologies, to be split between Archer, Clay, and Montague counties and take necessary action. And this is a contract that is for the district to change over their program. It's a total figure here of $44,889. Again, to be split between the 3 counties. I think 49% of it is ours. This is money that's already in the district court's budget. It just needs the approval, and it needs the approval to have the district judge sign this contract.
So this additional 40,000 is already in his budget.
Correct.
Okay, well, I'd had a call from a Clay County commissioner this morning concerned. I don't think that they knew this, that it was still, I know we budgeted in quite a bit for them, for the technology that they're moving to. I knew it hadn't, I didn't know if it'd gone through or they got it done yet. So my main concern was this was already in the budget.
I've talked to the auditor and I've talked to the district judge and advised that it is in their budget. And I spoke with the county judge in Clay County. I think it's on their agenda today as well.
It was, and they called me kind of concerned that this was an additional cost on top of changing over.
No, it's part of it. So I'm told, and I'm understanding that Archer has already agreed to.
Yeah, we budgeted in a couple of years ago, I think, to change this over. It took some time, but in that case, Judge, I'll make the motion to approve the contract.
I'm looking at Mr. Ridley. He's got.
Oh,
I'm not confident that it's the same money that was budgeted for. It was my impression this was an additional cost, so that's where I could be wrong, but
The auditor and is.
I know there's money budgeted that could be utilized for it, but I'm just telling you, down the road, I don't know if there's gonna be an additional cost.
I see. All I can answer to is what the auditor, like I said, we've discussed it twice. She tells me that money is there.
And I agree with that statement.
Okay.
There is enough money there to cover that particular cost.
So you're saying as it moves on, this money may be taken out of a different.
The original, what they ran into is some IT issues with the new company. It was my impression this particular agreement was with an IT consultant that's helping resolve those issues, but the cost of the other software, I don't think that's coming down to absorb this. Well, that's why I think it's additional. Now, is there enough money in the budget to cover that? Yes, because you had budgeted enough to cover the whole thing previously. But
well, if that's the case, that's really all that my concern is. If there's, I don't remember, it was.
But I'm saying is
$1,000.
when they finally get it installed, whether it's a year from now or 2 years from now, they have to make up that additional.
They may come back saying we're 44,000 short.
Correct. So just hypothetically, if it was 100,000 for the new software, now we need 40,000 help. Yeah, we got 100,000 in, we can cover the 40. Now you're gonna be left with 60, but when that other bill comes due.
I understand,
See what I'm
and I
saying?
may have misunderstood, but my understanding was this was for basically the data transfer, which had been budgeted in,
And it may have been,
but I haven't seen the figures, but that's the way it was explained.
she should know, you know, they're the ones been working on this in there for a pretty good while.
Do you need the amount on that motion?
I think so
It's 21,995.61.
for us. Is that what the math is?
That's what my math is. That's my common math. 21,995.61.
So changes it. Need more money because we didn't put anything in it. It's just authorized what's there. I will stay with the original motion to approve the contract to convert LGS over to E-Court. And it's split between Archer, Clay, and Montague counties to give you the authority to sign all necessary documents
It would be for the authority of the district judge.
for the district judge to sign all necessary documents.
So I've got a motion by Commissioner Langford
Second.
and a second by Commissioner Murphy. Any further discussion? All in favor? All voted. All right, item 8. Discuss and consider permission for precinct 1 to enter Russell Fenoglio property on Catholic Cemetery Road to address a drainage issue and clean out the culvert and take necessary action.
Yeah, we got about a 40-inch culvert goes up into that property and it's get clogged up, there's trees in front of it, we need to pull out. So there's been permission to get in there, clean that up.
Second motion.
So I've got a motion by Commissioner Darden, a second by Commissioner Langford. Any discussion? All in favor? All voted. All right, item 9. Discuss and consider approving the replat in precinct number 2, Top of Lakes Estates, lots 19 and 20, resulting to be known as lot 19R and take necessary action.
I'll make a motion to accept that replat, all the paper and everything's been took care of. And just need to get approved here.
Second.
All right, so we're combining 2 lots. Yes. All right, so I've got a motion by Commissioner Mayfield, I've got a second by Commissioner Murphy. Any discussion? All in favor? All voted for. All right. So item 10, of executive session in compliance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. We'll go into executive session to deliberate personnel matters, which would be the appointment of the unexpired term of Justice of the Peace Precinct 1. And then following that executive session, Commissioners Court will reconvene and open a public session and take any such necessary actions as may be desirable or necessary as a result of the closed deliberations. So I've got 9:34, and we will go into executive session.
I will. I probably got one. I don't know how kind of.
All right. 9:52, we will reconvene in a regular session coming out of our executive session.
All right. Judge, with your consideration, JP, I'd like to make a motion that we accept applications through close of business Friday for the position.
And those will be turned into our HR.
And yes, be turned into the county treasurer / HR department by close of business Friday.
Second. And so I've got a motion by Commissioner Langford and a second by Commissioner Mayfield. Any,
Just to be clear, JP one.
Okay,
I
JP,
don't think he said which precinct.
and we can do this do we want to do this in two motions as far as our panel?
that's what I was planning on, but I don't care.
So I've got a motion by Commissioner Langford. I've got a second by Commissioner Mayfield. Any discussion on that? All in favor? All those for?
And I'd also like to make a motion that we appoint a panel of 4 to interview all the subjects that turn in an application. With Judge Benton on the panel, County Attorney Clay Riddles, our treasurer Jennifer Fenoglio, and our auditor Jennifer Essery.
And I say for any qualified. In case they don't know already.
For any qualified applicants that come in.
Second. All right, so I've got a motion by Commissioner Langford and a second by Commissioner Murphy. Any further discussion? All in favor? All voted for. And I think that brings us to a motion. We have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
A motion by Commissioner Langford, second by